Imagine infusing every aspect of your life with vibrant creativity, from the clothes you wear to the meals you prepare, all while deepening your spiritual connection. What if everyday choices could become a powerful expression of your soul's desires and a catalyst for personal transformation? Are you ready to unlock the creative power of your sacral chakra and to turn your entire life into a masterpiece of pleasurable purpose and embodied spirituality? You're listening to or watching the Sedona Soul Sisters show, where we share psychic guidance and healing for embodied spiritual awakening. I'm Christel Arcucci, and I'm on a mission to support spiritual practitioners to access your intuition, unlock your psychic gifts, and live your purpose. A big thanks to our listeners all over the world, and a special shout out and a boost of love to our listeners in Bergen, Norway. You can schedule virtual desire sessions at sedonasoulsisters.com. Each breath you take aligned with love repairs the healing web on planet Earth. I am very excited to invite you to join the Manifest with Desires podcast series, where we unlock the power of your deepest longings to create the life you've always dreamed of and transform your desires into reality. If you'd like to receive all of the resources from the entire free series, visit Manifest with Desire and enter your name and email. I invite you to take a deeper breath, to feel your body more deeply. Place your hands on your legs or your lower belly and breathe into your body. Breathe yourself into the present moment. Dear creative life force, may I open myself to your endless flow of inspiration and vitality. May my every choice, from how I dress to how I speak, be an authentic expression of my soul purpose. I embrace the power of my sacral chakra, allowing creativity to infuse all aspects of my life with joy, passion, and growth. We dive into the vibrant world of the sacral chakra, exploring how its creative energy can transform not only our artistic endeavors, but every aspect of our daily lives. By awakening this powerful energy center, we unlock a wellspring of inspiration that can infuse our fashion choices, our home decor, our culinary creations, and even our communication style with deep spiritual significance. This approach to embodied creativity allows us to align our outer world with our inner purpose, leading to a more authentic, joyful, and spiritually rich existence. As we learn to channel our creative desires into all areas of our life, we open ourselves to profound personal growth, emotional healing, and a deeper connection to the divine creative force that flows through all of us. How and why working with the sacral chakra, your sensual body, the power of desire is transformational. It supports the alignment of your life force energy, self-expression and authenticity, mind, body, soul, and spirit integration, overcoming the unhealthy ego and fear, presence and mindfulness, connection to divine inspiration, emotional healing and growth, manifestation and co-creation, joy and play, and more aligned, holistic living. The challenges of an imbalanced sacral chakra. An overactive sacral chakra can lead to excessive emotional reactions, addictive behavior, and overindulgence in sensual pleasures. An underactive sacral chakra, emotional numbness, lack of passion or enthusiasm, and creative blocks. And when we're disconnected from our desire, there's a loss of joy and zest for life, difficulty forming intimate relationships, neglect of self-care and personal appearance, lack of motivation and drive, decreased productivity and innovation, inability to set and pursue goals. Feeling disconnected from one's purpose, difficulty manifesting intentions, lack of embodiment in spiritual practices. The dominant cultural narrative says that desire and wanting is bad. Even many manifestation teachings say wanting and desire is bad. It keeps you wanting, which is one of the root causes why people aren't manifesting with the power of desire. The root causes can also be connected to past trauma or negative experiences, cultural or religious conditioning, neglect of creative pursuits, or overemphasis on what I call the override mind at the expense of emotion and intuition. This series is focused on the power of desire and manifesting with desire. If you'd like to dive more deeply in the foundational practices of the Sacral Chakra, you can revisit episode 164 of the Sedona Soul Sisters show, and I will link it up in the show notes. The basics of the Sacral Chakra is it is above the pubic bone and below the navel. It is most often connected with the color orange, the element of water. It opens to the front, the back, above, and below. And it impacts that entire band of your body and being. It is your creative center and your sensuality and sexuality center. So if I were to speak about one center being the focus of this series, whereas in the Ecstatic Empath series, it was more focused on the heart. If I had to pick one chakra to focus this entire series on, it is the Sacral Chakra, because it is the center of sensuality, sexuality, creativity, the power of water, and our emotional body, which is so essential and tricky to work with in manifesting our desires. If you receive one thing from today's episode, it is clearing the channel and your relationship with your own desire, seeing it as your personal source, speaking to you through you, as you, and inspiring you, even in desires that are quote unquote unhealthy. It is a signal to look at both the shadow and the light of your desire. And the foundation of this entire series is rooted in the Sacral Chakra and transforming our relationship with desire and manifestation, literally clearing the channels and making it okay to want what you want, to have what you want, to enjoy what you want. There's 4 levels of manifestation that I often work with, especially with women. The first aspect of getting in touch with your desire is discovering what you want. If you have been leading your life in people pleaser mode or externally referenced, meaning that you're paying attention to everyone outside of you more than you are paying attention to your own needs, there can be a massive disconnection in even knowing what you want. So the first level is discovering what you want. And I encourage you to make those as small as possible and expand from there. Like if I were to say right now, I want to manifest a Ferrari, I don't care about having a Ferrari. So it doesn't really light me up or excite me. So in starting with manifestation, starting with the power of desire and the smallest possible things. I feel thirsty. I want a refreshing glass of watermelon hibiscus water, which is pretty specific. It's not a plain glass of water, but it's a small enough desire that I can feel it in my body and I can feel the refreshing quality of drinking it. So in discovering what you desire, if even knowing what you want is a massive obstacle for you, I encourage you to start as small as possible. Start small. So small, doably small, like with things you already own. I want to wear my favorite labradorite necklace with serpentine jade. And that I have control over putting it on my neck and putting the matching earrings on. Yet that is tapping into my desire and my ability to manifest it. And that is where I encourage you to start if even knowing what you want is a massive stretch. Then the next step in the process is asking for what you want. In this example with the necklace, I was asking myself, please wear this necklace. Would you put this necklace on me today? Asking. That next step is where you start involving other people, because you might be asking God, Goddess, Source for your manifestation, for what you desire. Or it may be another person. Will you make me a glass of watermelon hibiscus water, please? The next step in tapping into the power of our desire is receiving what you want. In the necklace example, putting it on, then looking in the mirror and feeling, enjoying, receiving the manifestation of my desire, and starting with things that I can literally manifest, have the desire, ask for the desire, manifest for myself, and then enjoy it, builds the muscles of being able to manifest with desire. But if at first you're completely disconnected from even knowing what you want, it makes it impossible to manifest bigger things. I want a published book. I want $1 million. I want the partner of my dreams. I want a house in the mountains. Whatever the thing is for you, if it's this massive, huge manifestation where it's disconnected from your emotional, creative experience, it's unlikely to come into your reality. So the practice I want you to focus on here is discovering what you desire, asking for what you desire, receiving what you desire, and continuing to enjoy it. Like this necklace, I would guess probably 10 years ago. And it's still one of my favorite necklaces. I desired it. I asked for it. I made it for myself. I received it from myself. And now I continually enjoy it. Each time I wear it, I am enjoying the manifestation of my desire. And again, working with things you already have, enjoying what you already have, makes the whole process of manifestation more meaningful. Because how many stories do we know of people that have everything, yet they're unhappy, struggle with addiction and disconnection, and just are consuming more, need more, but there's a lack of enjoyment in the process. So working with the foundational level of tapping into your desire and manifesting with your desire, enjoying what you already have, and those small things every day. So it can be that you are enjoying every day. So it doesn't become, when I receive the manifestation of my dreams, having a dance studio, having a movement studio and a music recording room, when I actually receive that, I will have enjoyed the entire journey of getting there. But if it's dysfunctional consumerism, where it's like the hungry ghost just wants the thing without a deep embodied connection to the journey, then getting the thing isn't going to be an ecstatic experience. Yet if the practice of enjoying the journey, discovering my desires, asking for my desires, receiving my desires, and enjoying my desires, like until I just said, I want a movement and recording studio, that was something that I hadn't clearly asked for it. Yet it's in my consciousness, but in the moment that I was looking for an example, it anchored in. And for me, in asking for it, clearly asking for it, shifts everything. And in this moment, the wild thing that's happening is in the pause, after I asked for that desire, there was a possibility that arose that is so much closer than that lofty manifestation sounds, where I just had this incredible idea of something I'm going to follow up on really soon. So stay tuned to discover what is going to happen. Wow, that was wild. Okay, sharing that example completely derailed me. I had to pause and take some deep breaths and bring myself back to the episode. And so this is the power of tapping into discovering what you desire, asking for it, and then connections get made that make it easier to receive and enjoy what you desire. Yet so often we can be disconnected from even wanting what we want for whatever reason, for list of reasons, that we get disconnected from the creative power of our desire to manifest what we want. And so often what we deeply desire is so much closer than we are willing to admit. There have been big changes that have happened many times in my life where I asked myself, if I only had 6 months to live, what would I do? Oh, I would do this impossible thing. In the moments in my life where I have asked myself that question, I know for some people that question isn't transformational in a positive way. For me, it always has been. When I really asked myself that question, what I deeply desired was doable and possible. And therefore, I moved onto the path of manifesting with desire because I let myself even dream of what I want, ask for what I want. And then things clicked into place. I had ideas. I received invitations. Different things clicked into place for me to actually enjoy what seemed like an impossible dream before I was even willing to admit it to myself. And this is the great power of working with the power of your desire. And I strongly encourage you to work with the power of your desire on a daily basis with small actions, with the clothes that you are wearing, the jewelry that you are wearing, the accessories that you are wearing, the food you are preparing for yourself, how you are decorating your home, how you are moving around the world, how you are moving about in your life, how you are interacting with people and communicating with people. If you journal or create tangible art in any way, using the mediums that inspire you to work with the creative power of your desire to manifest your dreams. Working with the shadow aspects of desire is such an important part of this conversation because there are massive limiting factors that keep us from doing simple things like wearing the clothing we want to wear, the colors we want to wear, or moving about in the world, or communicating in the ways that we desire. Those sound like simple practices, yet they're not. There are certain standards of ways of being in the world that are unconsciously agreed upon that keep us limited. Yet the more that we allow ourselves to play outside the lines and create a new experience, create a new reality, to live in vibrant, bold color, to press play on the life that we most desire. The more that we do that, the easier it becomes to be more fully expressed, to be more powerfully tapped into our desire and our ability to create the life that we most want. I encourage you to work with real examples in your own life of people that you see expressing themselves in ways, living the lives that you admire. That can be a professional athlete, it can be a performer, it can be an artist, it can be somebody in your immediate life, a real person that you know, that you look at their life and the way they live their life and you're like, yes, that, I admire that. Receive the inspiration. The people that are at the edge of their potential and continually expanding it, they're playing outside the lines, right? Like the Olympics just happened in 2024, which is just an incredible event to watch. Like women's gymnastics, I was a gymnast growing up, so it's one of the things that I watch now and I am in awe I mean, I was an Olympic gymnast when I was growing up, but now what the women can do is extraordinary. They weren't playing it safe to get where they are, right? Like that took an enormous amount of time, energy, dedication, money to be able to get to that level. I admire their incredible skill, but that is true of anybody that is on the leading edge of whatever they're doing. As a writer, as a performer, as an artist, as an athlete, people that are living at the edge of their potential, it is supercharged. There's a willingness to strengthen our capacity to hold that, which we will talk about more next week in the third chakra, the personal power center. But this week, we're tapping into that desire of what we deeply want to create in our lives, create through the bodies, minds, beings that we're in, to get in touch with that creative life force that is moving through us, and to use the power of desire as life force energy that is fueling us and not limiting us. Like there are things that I want to do in this body that many people would think are impossible for a woman my age. And my focus in my life is to act my adventurous age, not to dress or act the way that other people think I should. I am acting my adventurous age. And there are things that I am doing, will continue to do in my life because it lights me up, because it turns me on, because it's what I'm meant to do here. And I'm not going to let anyone limit me in that regard. I have to be strong enough, courageous enough to be able to hold that power. The power of people being like, yes, you go girl. And the people being like, cover up your legs because you're over 35 or whatever nonsense. So I have to be strong enough, confident enough in my desire, in why I'm doing what I'm doing, and being more focused on being an inspiration rather than caring about what the trolls are saying. And this is true even if you're not a business owner on social media. There will always be those people that will say, oh, you shouldn't do that at that age, or you shouldn't do that because of whatever reasons. And to let that noise be composted and to just focus on the pure power of your creative desire, to be able to manifest with your desire, to create what you most want, and to not let the noise of other people's opinion slow you down or stop you. An important part to note in this second chakra is to talk about the inner critic or the inner police that can be the main limiter in creative expression. I know that has been true for me in many ways. The way that I work with the inner critic is the inner critic is an out of balance protector. It is kind of acting as a bully until you come into a healthy relationship with the inner critic to see that it's trying to protect you. Because our brains are wired for survival. Our brains are not wired for continually pushing the edge, playing outside the lines. And so therefore, we have to work with the relationship of our inner critic as well as the dominant narrative outside to decide how we want to move forward and to move in a way in our own body, mind, and being that works with the inner critic to allow it to be a protector, right? So that it is my intuition that is guiding me about maintaining my health and safety in a way that's important, but not as a limiter. This week's episode on the Desire Sessions podcast will have a specific healing journey that is going to be focused on the second chakra. So that will be episode 65 of the Desire Sessions podcast, and I will link it up in the show notes. Let's transition into the self-inquiry questions. In what ways do you currently express your creativity in your daily life, and how might you expand this expression to areas you haven't considered before? How does your physical environment, home, workspace, personal style reflect your inner journey? And what changes could you make to align it more closely with your authentic self? When you think about your deepest desires, what emotions or physical sensations arise? How do these inform your understanding of your life's purpose? Reflect on a time in your life when you felt the most creatively alive. This can also be in the future. What are the circumstances, and how can you integrate those elements more fully into your current life and spiritual practice? Thank you for being a part of our community. I'm honored to support your embodied spiritual awakening. I invite you to join me for a sensual hypnosis desire session by phone. A unique blend of hypnosis, energy healing, and jumping timelines will align the power of your conscious and unconscious desires with your soul purpose, igniting a powerful force for manifestation in your life. Ready to unlock the full potential of your desires? Visit desiresession.com to book your personalized transformative journey to be the person of your dreams. Leave a review and follow on your favorite podcast app. Until next time, breathe gently, listen to your guidance, and create miracles.